Alright, so I'm Ryan, otherwise known as the man in his music, and it's been about 3 months since my last recent jazz vinyl finds, and I'm sure most people probably weren't expecting me to put another video up, and I wasn't, to be honest, either, because I still have the ring in my ears, still got the tinnitus, but I'm figuring out ways to deal with it, trying to track, what causes my spikes, what really, can mess my day up. And for instance, I'm on a low salt diet, so I can't have a ton of sodium. I gotta have enough sleep. I can't miss any hours of sleep. I can't oversleep. That'll throw me off too. So it's just a bunch of different things that I'm learning. I feel like I'm still in that early stage of getting it down pat, but because of all this, I haven't really been listening to much music, aside from Johnny Mercer stuff. I don't know why I kind of took to that, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently too. So I'm hoping that doing this video will kind of get me back into the swing of things, with records, spinning things and all that. But I'm not really living at home currently. I'm staying at my pub-up's house. I'd say I'm living there about now because I've been there for about a month, and helping my dad take care of him. So it's very, I get very few moments to kind of come home and spin a few records, and when I do, I'm just hoping that, I don't have the tinnitus, or, I mean, I always have the tinnitus, I'll always have that, as far as I know, but I'm just, hoping that I can come home, enjoy a record without, a real, spike or, a blaring, ringing noise in the back of my head. So in this video, I got Coltrane's November 22nd, 1961 concert, live in Finland, Helsinki. So this is a bootleg live concert with Blue Train, I Want to Talk About You, Impressions, and then My Favorite Things. This is definitely one of my favorites, although not in my top 10 live performances. But haven't listened to it in a while, so that's why I decided to throw it on. But anyway, I got a stack here that everything I picked up here was probably about a month of collecting, but it was 2 months ago that I had picked most of these up. Maybe a month and a half ago I had picked a few up, but most of these I picked up back in late November, early December. So the first one I got here is Joe plus Jazz, Joe Stafford, who was originally signed to Capitol Records. I'm not sure why she transitioned to Columbia, but this is definitely a neat album, especially given the lineup too. You have Ray Nance, who's playing violin and cornet, I believe, or it might be trumpet. I think it might be both, to be honest. But you also got Johnny Hodges on here, and a few other great players who I can't really name off the top of my head. It's been a while since I looked at the lineup, but a lot of great tracks here. This is a demonstration copy, so I guess you could call it a promo, but it was super clean. I guess there's the stamp, but it was spotless. I think I got it off of Discogs for $25. I mean, you can see just how sleek that is. It's got the stamps on both sides. I think, I don't know my favorite track. I think I Didn't Know About You was pretty decent. Sposen, a lot of great songs that most people kind of, put next to Frank Sinatra, like maybe his Songs for Swingin' Lovers album, a lot of songs off of there. But that was done prior to this recordings, because I think that was 1960 or 1959 when those tracks were recorded. So next one I got is Bluesy Burrell with Coleman Hawkins. This is I think people kind of put this next to Midnight Blue a lot of times, given the, maybe the way Kenny Burrell plays, but I think it's kind of different, in my opinion. Maybe it's because Ray Barretto was on these tracks, but there's a different feel to it. This is there's no deep groove. I don't know, I can't recall. I don't think it had a deep groove. Maybe it did. I'm not sure. But it's like VG Plus. I got it for about $20 up at one of my local shops, Rainbow Records. I was going to a bunch of shops with my friends up there one day, and I found that, so I couldn't really pass that up. And I don't know why, but I never really wanted to get the Analog Productions copy. Maybe it was because when I looked at the original, like on Discogs, the page, I seen that it wasn't, too expensive. It was within, $50 for a nice copy. So next few I got actually came from DG Mono, or Rich, who's a great friend of mine that me and Donovan have kind of grown close to. Just not only is he like a wealth of knowledge, but I mean that's everything that he does is always about like teaching, research. I mean, he's got the Rudy Van Gelder page set up, and I just think it's amazing the kind of stuff that he does. But he's also like really into pressings and the quality of the music too. So he was selling off a decent stack of albums, and he reached out to me and Donovan and wanted to know if we were interested in some of the albums. And of course I kind of went all out. I think I spent close to $300 with some of the records that he had. So the first one I got here is Contrasts, a VG Plus copy. I think it's a Liberty pressing, but there's a few variations of the Liberty pressing. I'd say this is the second variation of the Liberty pressing, but I'm pretty sure that this is a first pressing. I think it just had come out during the second variation, where there's not much of a bump here. It's more so flat, and you can kind of see the text, the font, how that differs too. But this also has the Van Gelder stamp, which I'm pretty happy for, because for some reason these pressings that I see like this don't really have that a lot of the times. Maybe it's I guess I don't really have a reason for it or assumption. But next one I got is also another Larry Young album that I got from him, of Peace and Love. This one's pretty interesting given the I guess the abstract like style. I mean, it is avant-garde, but it kind of feels like it's more than that, or it's Larry Young's interpretation of it. Like, I guess this style, or the songs that he plays here, especially these players, because I haven't really heard them on many other albums, but I never really heard anything like this, I'd say. You got Eddie Gale Stevens, who did that. He did an album on Blue Note. I can't recall the name of it. It's where they're all up on a hill. It's like a gray cover. You got James Spaulding, Henry Morgan, Wilson Mormon III, and then Jerry Thomas. So a lot of neat guys, but you don't really see them too often, except Eddie Gale, James Spaulding, and then of course Larry Young. So this is a first pressing, I think. Yeah, first pressing, because I think it didn't have the P, but it has the New York, USA labels, and it's just got some discoloration on the labels, probably from moisture damage or something like that. So either way, I figured this was a pretty good pickup. Then I got this one from him too. Not that I really needed another copy, but I didn't have an early mono copy, so I picked this second. Well, it's like a third, fourth mono, because you got the bullseye label, and then you got the black label with the deep groove and without the deep groove. I guess those are just variations though, but this is the black fan with the white outer. This isn't that great a condition, but anything that's Coltrane I usually jump on, although not lately, because I guess with the tinnitus, I'm still looking for records. I'm not really taking a break, I'd say. I feel like these days you can't really get a good deal on Coltrane, Blue Notes, Prestige. You really have to get lucky and get the jump on a lot of things on eBay, especially if it's buy it now. You're not gonna. I mean, at least I don't see deals going on auctions unless it's something that somebody like listed incorrectly or something like that. But then here's another one I got from him, the real McCoy Tyner. I had been wanting this, but I wasn't ready to get the classic series. I wasn't gonna go straight for that, so I just held out, and this came to me from Rich. So super glad I could grab a few of these. I think I have some more of his that I got in this stack, but I'll get to them a little later. Oscar Peterson trio plus Clark Terry. I think this is a first pressing, not sure. Not that I really care about this one too much. It is a deep groove on the Mercury label. I seen a promo at my local shop for about $80, and I kind of wish I grabbed that, but that was about 10, 15, I'd say. So either way, I got it. I don't need to be too materialistic with records nowadays, I'd say. So next one I got, Kenny Burrell, Have Yourself a Soulful Little Christmas. I had picked this up early December, but I had gotten the tinnitus like December 13th, so I didn't really get to enjoy this as much as I would have liked. But I have it, and hopefully next Christmas I'll be able to kind of sit down without any interruptions. Next one I got is, my name is Albert Ayler, Fantasy Presents. This was originally released overseas, but this is the US pressing. This is actually a promotional copy that I got. Super clean. I'll pull it out because I think it's just it's jaw dropping to look at, just given how shiny that thing is. There's no marks, maybe just a few dust specks. I think this is just a weird place in Albert Ayler's career, because before this he did have some really avant-garde stuff, and this is avant-garde, don't get me wrong, but this is way more listenable. Summertime, Bye Bye Blackbird. I have the Albert Ayler like 9 CD set, and it goes from like the beginning of his career to the till when he before he passed away, and it's neat how he kind of came back to more of like a common sound, I'd say. I don't know if it was because of the players he was around, because when he was overseas, you got to think he's definitely coming into contact with people who don't necessarily know the free jazz, or at least to the extent that Albert Ayler does when he's playing with Paul Bley or something like that. But this is just a really good record. I think even for people who kind of despise his music, I think that this is still pretty enjoyable, at least side A, I'd say, because side B is a little bit different, but it's still really enjoyable. Next one I got is McCoy Tyner Trio. Who did I get these off of? I got these off of somebody on Instagram. I apologize if you're watching the video and I can't remember. It's just been a couple months, I'd say. But reaching forth, picked that up from somebody on Instagram, mono copy. I had been wanting this for a while, but never really felt the need to pay upwards of $100. I think I got that for $100, and it's VG Plus, so I'm really happy with that. And I felt that I had picked up Nights of Ballad and Blues from Trent, so shout out to him too, because a lot of people have been helping me, or at least giving me the opportunities to grab some of these McCoy Tyner Impulse albums, because I like to pair those with my Coltrane collection. Kind of see where McCoy Tyner was at during, maybe before he had split off from Coltrane, or after when him and Elvin left. But then next one I got was from DG Mono, Rich, Peruvian Blue by Kenny Barron. Not the greatest copy. There's definitely a lot of noise, but still pretty enjoyable. And definitely probably one of my favorite Muse records that I've gotten so far, along with The Moon Train by Woody Shaw. I think these two are probably the best, but just super glad I could get that. I mean, I didn't really need it near mint like the Moon Train, but I just think to have that is pretty cool because I don't think the album is on Spotify, probably because of licensing agreements and all that. Next one I got is John Hicks, Hell's Bells, on Strata East, the later part of Strata East, like the 80s, early 80s. I got this from the same guy that I got McCoy Tyner Trio, Reaching Forth. This is one that not one that I really needed, but you know, I felt I'd just go for it. The fact that he was selling both of these, so I really enjoy it though. It's definitely kind of neat, and especially for the like early 80s. I don't really have anything like this in my collection except for, you know, Joe Henderson live stuff that he was doing in the 80s. I don't have that. I haven't really got into that time period of jazz. Next one I got is a Classic Records pressing, Sonny Rollins, Live at the Village Vanguard, and I featured this in my last video because I think it was the jazz vinyl tag, and I talked about how this was getting the Tone Poet treatment with like the deluxe edition and all that. I'm not sure if I'll grab that, just given the fact I'm not, you know, home to spin records too often, but I got the record itself now, and I got it for like $30 because the guy who sold it, I guess, thought it was the Classic Records or the Classic Series pressing that Blue Note's been doing, the lower quality pressings. And it's been a few times that I've been able to score the Classic Records, like the $100 pressings, for like $20, $30, just because people mistake it when they put it up on eBay. So this is one that I got off of somebody's mistake, and then I also got Bud Powell time weights off of that too. And then the next one I got Free for All, Art Blakey, Liberty pressing. I think it's got the I'm not sure actually if it has the Van Gelder. I haven't looked at it. It's got the stereo stamp. Yep, it's got the Van Gelder too. So this is one that I was playing a lot before I had kind of stopped spinning records. I think it's just because the lineup here, especially Curtis Fuller being on this record, I think that kind of all the Jazz Messengers records with Curtis Fuller kind of they're definitely some of my favorites. Next one I got is Punch and Swing by Jackie McLean. I got this sealed for like, I think it was like $35. I think I sent a best offer, and he had listed it as like a 1971 pressing, but this is the Liberty pressing. Not sure, can't remember if it's got the no Van Gelder, but still a super deal. $35 for this, near mint. It's got the, you know, that Liberty jacket, and of course it's in the shrink. And I think it had like another sleeve to it when it was being sold at a department store, because the seller had said it came out of like a some abandoned shop or something like that, so I thought that was pretty neat. Next one I got is Fuego, Donald Byrd, about a VG record. I picked this up for like 100 and some. Not that I'd spend that now, but I picked this up like during a time when I was kind of going for a lot of Donald Byrd stuff and, you know, Blue Notes, because I think I was going through that addiction there, but I think I'm out of it now. So got Fuego, and then next one I got is Blossom Dearie, My New Celebrity Is You. Haven't listened to it too much. I think this might have an autograph. I don't think so. I think it's the other one I have, but this is super clean. Haven't listened to it though. I just took a glance at it. This one should be the one with the autograph, I think. Yeah, right there in the back. Although it's kind of smeared. I think I have like 5 Blossom Dearie autographs now. I got the Needlepoint Magic, Daffodil Volume 1, and then like a few other live, like 2 or 3 other live records that were signed. And then the last 2 I got here were from my really good friend Donovan, also known as I'm Hard for Hard Bop. He had sent me these 2, Evolution, which he won in a giveaway from DJ Pari on Instagram a while ago. And I was, at first when I opened the package, I was like, oh no, you didn't send me your giveaway record, because you know this is like this was recorded near him. I think he enjoyed the record. I'm not sure if he liked it. I'll have to ask him though, because I haven't really gotten too much time to spin the entirety of this, but I did spin one side, and I thought it was pretty neat. But like I said, when I opened it up, and I thought he was like, he didn't like it at first, but I didn't get to ask him that. But the next one I got from him, one that he actually introduced me to, was Cortex Troupe Blue. He loves this album, and I love it too. I'm super thankful that he showed me this, and all the other albums that he's kind of introduced me to, like Italian soundtracks, a lot of rare like deep stuff that I kind of wouldn't get into if it weren't for somebody recommending it to me. So super happy that he got this for me, and I sent him a package around the same time, but I'm just showing these way later because I haven't done a recent Jazz Vinyl Finds. So this is like the new reissue from overseas. Comes with the poster. I need to get a frame for it because I think that this cover is kind of just really cool. I think all the Cortex covers are awesome, but the main thing about this for me, I guess, is like, it's not the lyrics, because like I can't understand them because it's French, but it's like the instrumentals and like it being ahead of its time. I think I got introduced to these songs, like, initially I was introduced to this album by Donovan, but I heard these on a sample of MF Doom's tracks, like One Beer, and then I think he uses them a lot more too. But I really enjoy the samples that MF Doom has, and how he kind of just shows off a lot of neat stuff that a lot of people passed up, in the time of sampling and all that. Because I think this is just, there's so much you can get out of this if you're somebody who samples. I try to get into that, but it's definitely a lot more than I anticipated with FL Studio, and the extent that you have to go to kind of learn all that. But I'm sure I have a few other records that I'm kind of leaving out, but I do want to get back into this. I do want to do a lot more Coltrane videos like I initially anticipated, but this kind of I kind of just took a turn because of the tinnitus. Still haven't really figured out a cause for it. I've just been going to a bunch of doctor's appointments and stuff. They said I have a Meniere's-like disease, or Meniere's-like symptoms. They can't diagnose me yet, but it definitely seems to help staying away from the salt and getting enough sleep, just stuff like that. Not a lot of sugar, so and I feel like I'm getting a lot more healthier, and my mindset is way better than it was when I had first started with this. And like today, for instance, I'm definitely doing pretty good in terms of the ringing. Like, I'm not really hearing it right now because I have the fan going, but I'm also listening to music, but it's still kind of at a low, manageable pitch where it's not distracting me or making me, stray away from music. So anyway, I don't know what my next video is going to be, but I appreciate everybody watching this one, for everybody who had tuned in. And, definitely go check out my Coltrane complete discography video. I feel like that's the one thing that I kind of hold pride in, the goal that I had been able to reach throughout the past couple years. So thank you.